Nobody can ever deny that Prince Harry founding the Invictus Games has been one of Prince Harry's greatest ever achievements. Nobody, not even royal experts who abuse and attack Prince Harry and Meghan, none of them can deny what Harry has been able to do by building the Invictus Games to where it is today. No one can deny what Harry has been able to accomplish is truly a lot. It's a huge achievement. And Prince Harry founded the Invictus Games to help wounded, injured, sick servicemen and women to be able to heal from injuries that they sustained in the course of active military duty and service. And my family, because it's a huge achievement by Prince Harry, which nobody can ever deny, of course, the tabloids want Harry to lose it. They want him to step down, my family, from basically his role that he plays in the Invictus Games. And my family, I do have to ask, how does a founder of an amazing sports event, how does he step down? And the tabloids want to determine exactly who is given control of the Invictus Games to someone who did not found the Invictus Games. And my family, even a couple of months ago, back in January, Daily Mail had a headline which read like this, and I quote, Invictus Games organizers warned that they should distance themselves from Prince Harry after furor over his claims to have killed 25 Taliban. My family in Britain, men and women in uniform went to fight a war in Afghanistan against the Taliban. But because they hate Prince Harry for marrying a woman of color, protecting Meghan, loving Meghan, basically, you have seen the tabloid media even side with the Taliban over Prince Harry himself. And my family, I find what they've done appalling. Completely appalling. But my family, from their calls even back then and even right now for Prince Harry to step back from his role, basically, in the Invictus Games, and even asking the organizers of the Invictus Games to distance themselves from Prince Harry. Those calls coming from UK tabloids that have waged a 7-year-long smear campaign against Prince Harry, and especially towards Meghan, with them asking organizers to distance themselves from Prince Harry by order of the UK media. My family, it's high time UK tabloids understand this. They will not strip Harry from what he founded himself. I mean, I understand that in Britain, so many things even in Britain's National Museum have been acquired through theft. Many items, jewelry from senior members of the royal family that they flash around, expensive jewelry, have been stolen from different countries. And I get it. They are used to stealing and taking from others. But one thing they won't take ever is what Harry has been able to accomplish by building, founding the Invictus Games and taking it higher and higher, a step higher every single, time the Invictus Games, begin in different countries. Harry, thanks to his hard work, every day, every single time, the Invictus Games, basically begin, we see the game becomes even better and better and better and better every single time. And that's thanks to Prince Harry. Thanks to him founding the Invictus Games. Thanks to him, my fam, thanks to Harry's hard work, thanks to Harry's very own hard work, what he has been able to build, nobody can ever deny. So my family, the royal family and UK tablets, you won't take from Harry what he has been able to build. You won't. You will not. And my family, just a few months ago, we saw someone called Lynn Franks saying this, my family, and I quote, that the Invictus Games is the best thing Harry's ever done. And that Lynn said that they would advise them, the Invictus Games organizers, to distance themselves from Prince Harry. It's about trying to seclude Prince Harry from what he loves. First, they've been trying to split Harry from Meghan. Then even organizations he loves, supports. Now it's the Invictus Games. A few years ago, basically they were targeting his job at Better Up. It's about trying to seclude Prince Harry, whereby he has no choice but to bend to the will of the UK tabloid press. That's what they want, for Harry to bend the knee to the Murdochs and the Rothmers, and also to people who have abused him. Harry will not. And also, I want to say this, because I've seen some trolls saying that somehow, this so-called toxicity, it comes from Harry and Meghan. My family, it does not. Toxicity comes from the UK tabloid press and their hate campaign towards Harry and Meghan. That is what is toxic. The hate campaign towards Harry and Meghan coming from UK tabloids. And to see some trolls online demand that the Invictus Games organizers distance themselves from Prince Harry and Meghan because of toxicity. My family, where does this toxicity come from? It comes from the UK tabloid press. It comes from the hate campaign waged by the royal family and UK tabloids against Harry and Meghan. Now that is toxic. That's where all the toxicity comes from, but not from Harry and Meghan. It comes from the UK tabloid press. And you know what? I want to show you an example. I want to show you an example of the toxicity that I'm speaking about. That's what I want to show you, because I find this very, very important. Now, my family, in Good Morning Britain, they had a so-called presenter who works there, who went to interview veterans who are taking part in the Invictus Games. That's what basically this presenter did. Went to interview Invictus Games athletes who are taking part in the games. And my family, that person, while interviewing British Invictus Games athletes, he was trying to extract a negative comment about Prince Harry and Meghan. And some people wonder where the toxicity comes from. It comes not from Harry and Meghan, but from presenters who are biased, who don't know how to be reporters, who don't know how to be journalists. That's where toxicity comes from. My family, just hear this for yourself. And not just that also, the person who he was interviewing, he could not even get the person's name right. Imagine being a journalist, calling yourself a reporter. My family, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And you can't even get the name right of the person you are interviewing. How to repeat that? Imagine being a reporter, a journalist, who is an ardent supporter of free speech. And yet, you can't even get the name right of the person you are interviewing because your agenda is to just spread hate against Harry and Meghan. The state of the UK media. And I want us, my family, in this video basically, to see exactly where the toxicity comes from with your own two eyes, my family. Because if you're a reporter, here's what you do. You go ask the Invictus Game athletes, how is it like? How do you feel about, are you ready, to represent the UK in these games? Are you ready? Are you prepared? That's what you ask. You don't ask foolish questions about Harry and Meghan. You don't. Out of respect for veterans who are there, who have actually served in that country. But as always, we have seen how UK media have treated a veteran who has served the UK for the better part of a decade. They have treated Harry appallingly, very much appallingly, all because he dared defend his wife Meghan. He dared defend his son from the abuse and racism of the UK tabloid press. My family, let me go right ahead and show you this clip from Good Morning Britain. Please listen intently and find out exactly where this toxicity comes from, my family. Please kindly hear this.
Prince Harry set it up back in 2014, remember, for wounded, injured and sick army veterans from around the world, men and women. And let's talk to Steve, Dave Curtis, shall we, this morning? You right? Yeah. A lot of attention on Prince Harry and the fact that Meghan Markle are going to be...
Let me just pause there for a while. First of all, he calls him Steve. His name is not Steve. His name is Dave Curtis. That is his name. Not Steve. He's called Dave Curtis. The person he is interviewing. Imagine being a reporter and you can't even get the person you are interviewing his name right. And your first agenda is to look for a negative comment about Harry and Meghan. Utterly despicable and shameless. Please kindly continue hearing this, please.
Let's talk to Steve, Dave Curtis, shall we, this morning? You right? Yeah. A lot of attention on Prince Harry and the fact that Meghan Markle are going to be attending this year as well. Does that kind of slightly annoy you that they get all the attention?
No, because they are obviously, big media people in the world, I suppose now. But, come 2 weeks' time, all the attention's going to be on us.
But you were sort of injured, weren't you, back in... Prince Harry set it up back in...
My family, he asks, does it annoy you that all the attention will be on Harry and Meghan? Does it annoy you? Meaning, he was expecting him to say, yes, it annoys me. That's what they were looking for. That's what they wanted so badly to hear. A negative response about Harry and Meghan. And my family, first of all, let's even debate exactly where this attention comes from. Where does this attention come from? Attention comes from the media. The first question he asked Dave Curtis is whether he's angry, upset that the attention will go to Harry and Meghan. The first question he asked was that. Not about the games, not about the Invictus games, not about how, if they are ready to play, how ready they are to represent their countries. The first question he asks is about Harry and Meghan. But then you have the audacity to accuse Prince Harry and Meghan of somehow stealing the attention, getting the attention. My family, utter hypocrisy. I've always said this. Harry and Meghan don't decide who ends up on the front pages of Daily Mail, owned by Rothmere. The Sun tabloid owned by Rupert Murdoch himself. Harry and Meghan don't decide who ends up on the front pages. Meghan does not write columns for Daily Mail. Prince Harry does not write columns for Daily Mail or the Sun tabloid. He does not. Basically, you are accusing Prince Harry and Meghan for what you're doing, your actions. Because Harry and Meghan don't see the agenda of what Good Morning Britain discusses on TV. They don't. They don't have the power to do that. They don't. Good Morning Britain, they're the ones who decide what's on the agenda, what to discuss or what not to discuss. My family, it is them, but not Harry and Meghan. They don't have the power to decide what the tabloids talk about. So my family, to accuse Prince Harry and Meghan of getting the attention, I find those accusations despicable, coming from those who give them unhinged, seek attention we call stalking, harassment of Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. That's what we call it, my family. That's what we call it. Harassment of Harry and Meghan, coming from the UK tabloid press. And their actions and behavior towards Harry and Meghan truly is despicable. It's despicable, my family. Utterly despicable. And even someone said this in response to the video that I just showed you, my family. The tactic here is obvious. Create enough of a circus that you stir up resentment about Harry and Meghan. The objective is to force them, Harry in this case, to step down, to distance himself from the Invictus games that he himself founded. That is the objective. So my family, when someone accuses Harry and Meghan of being toxic, tell them it's not Harry and Meghan who are toxic. It is the UK tabloid press, Daily Mail, Good Morning Britain, whose first question to an Invictus Games athlete is to look for a negative comment about Harry and Meghan. Imagine accusing someone of getting your attention. At the same time, the first question you ask an Invictus Games athlete is about Harry and Meghan. He is looking for a negative comment from an Invictus Games athlete about Prince Harry and Meghan. You know, based on Propaganda 101, it says that accuse the other side of that which you are guilty of. And UK media accuse Harry and Meghan of attention seeking, and yet they're the ones who give them unhinged attention based on stalkerish behavior, obsessive, fixated harassment towards Harry and Meghan. But they accuse Harry and Meghan of that which they themselves are guilty of. My family, we won't stand idly by, watch what they're doing, and keep our mouth shut. We won't. We will not. We will not. And my family, first of all, even someone said this, that no one will pay attention to the events if it weren't for the founder, Prince Harry himself. And the organization in the US that Harry got his inspiration from to create the Invictus Games don't get all this attention. And that's a fact, I mean, my family, the Warrior Games are good. But let's be honest. Let's all be honest. How many of us pay much attention to the Warrior Games? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's all be honest here. Let's not beat around the bush. How many of us pay attention to the Warrior Games compared to the Invictus Games? I mean, if I were to ask you, which games is widely known, the Invictus Games or the Warrior Games? If I were to ask you that question, what would you say? What? My family, let me be honest here. I never knew about the Warrior Games personally. Never. I never knew about the Warrior Games. I won't lie to you here. I only knew about the Invictus Games. I have found out about the Warrior Games later on, after finding out where Prince Harry got his inspiration to create the Invictus Games from. My family, that's when I found out about the Warrior Games. So my family, no one will pay attention to these events if it weren't for the founder, Prince Harry. And that is a fact. My family. And also, it is the UK media that is focusing in an unhinged, stalkerish way on Harry and Meghan instead of the athletes. And that is a fact, because they're interested in creating drama around Harry and Meghan. That's what they're interested in doing. So my family, Harry and Meghan can't be accused. My family, for what UK media are doing themselves. They can't. They just can't, and won't stand here idly by and watch as they're being accused of that which UK media are guilty of. They're the ones who are obsessed with Harry and Meghan in a sick way. A sick way. They refuse to let go of Harry and Meghan. They refuse to let go. They can't stand Harry's rejection of them. They just can't stand it to see that Harry has rejected them. They can't stand it. It bothers them to know that Harry wants nothing to do with them. That Harry can't stand them. It bothers them so much. And my family, it's high time they leave Harry and Meghan alone. Leave Harry and Meghan alone. That's what tabloids need to do. They need to leave Harry and Meghan alone. And my family, see this rhetoric from UK media presenters, it's what is disgusting. That's what is toxic. My family. Even someone said, don't let the media, Dave Curtis, use you to achieve their treacherous aim of trying to get Harry to lose, or distance himself from from the Invictus games that he loves, from his fellow veterans that is happy to be around. My family, as I've always said, the objective is to make Harry miserable, like what has befallen previous pairs, with the hopes, if that happens, somehow it will improve William's image. That is what they hope will happen. My family, that's not going to happen. It isn't. It isn't. It is not. It is not going to happen. The royal family, William himself and Talbot, believe that William and the other royals can only stand when Harry and Meghan are on their knees. My family, it's been 3 years. More than 3 years after Harry and Meghan fled Britain. But who are the main topic of discussion in Britain right now? Harry and Meghan. And they don't even live in the UK anymore. For more than 3 years now, they have been living in the US together as a family. And they have 2 kids and lost 1 child. And to this day still, UK media have this so-called fixation towards Harry and especially towards Meghan Markle. With Harry, they want him back inside the gilded cage. With Meghan, they want to destroy her, ruin her completely. That's what they want, my family. And also with Prince Harry, my family, because they don't want Harry back because they miss him. They want him back to cover for the laziness of the other members of the royal family, to go back to being the scapegoat for the royal family, to being there, to take the hits for Prince William and Charles and keep his mouth shut. That's what they want. For him to be miserable, to lose the one he loves. Just like Margaret was forced to give up the man she loved, and she was miserable to the day she died. Same thing they want to happen to Prince Harry and Meghan. My family, I pray that the royal family and tabloids never ever succeed in their evil plot against Prince Harry. My family. Now, my family, someone called Ellen said that the Invictus Games are about resilience, healing, bravery, community, and respect. The media needs to quit with all this and concentrate on the incredible men and women, their stories and families. My family, someone called Ellen said that, and I have to agree with that. But sadly, as we all know about the UK media, they can't stop obsessing over Prince Harry and Meghan, and their obsession with them is basically unhinged, an unhinged obsession towards Harry and Meghan. My family, what the royal family and media are doing is just purely evil, my family. It's evil what they're doing. William has no good thing going in his life. Nothing good. I mean, more than 3 years after Harry fled Britain, they can't even get the UK media to focus on them, on William, on Charles, Kate, Camilla. More than 3 years after Harry and Meghan fled Britain. No wonder even I can say honestly, William and Charles, Kate and Camilla can enjoy having privacy because the media is more focused on abusing Harry and Meghan than they are on focusing on what William, Charles, Kate, and Camilla are doing. Whatever it is they're doing, my family. They're more invested in trying to get negative comments about Harry and Meghan to make the headlines than they are in what their taxpayer-funded royals are doing. My family, I find that utterly despicable of the UK media. You know? And my family, Prince Harry will not give up his role in the Invictus Games. He won't distance himself from the Invictus Games because UK media spread hate against him. No. Or Meghan, he won't. He will not. And why should he? Why should he? Because you are hateful towards me, that I should distance myself from those things that I love, from people I love because you are hateful towards me and my wife. Why? Why should Harry do that? Why? Because you spread hate towards me and target those around me, that I should distance myself from those I love, from organizations I support or work with, because you're hateful, because tabloids are hateful. My family, Harry will not do that. Harry will not do that. Harry will not do that. My family. And the history books will speak about the cruelty of the royal family and UK media towards Harry and Meghan. And will speak glowingly of Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Tales will be told. Tales will be told about the bravery of Harry and Meghan. Their courage, resilience. Tales will be told. Because what Harry and Meghan have been able to do and accomplish all these years, despite all this hate campaign towards them, my family is truly, truly, amazing what they've been able to accomplish. And it is a testament to the power of love, the courage, and also resilience, my family. And I can't wait to hear Meghan's address at the Invictus Games. And I'm sure it's going to be a huge success, and that is a fact. Now, tell me your thoughts about what we have just discussed. I'd like to hear your opinion, my family. And please stay tuned to this video. Love you all and forever. God bless you all, and stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.